The old maps of power are being redrawn. Along the sun-scorched coasts of the Horn of Africa, a new and dangerous game is unfolding. This is a contest not just for land, but for the sea itself. The year is 2026, and the waters of the Red Sea and Gulf of Aden are alive with fresh rivalries. Great nations and rising powers see this maritime corridor as a chessboard for regional dominance. The quiet currents that once carried fishing boats now carry the weight of geopolitical ambition. This is a story of two ambitious nations, Turkey and Ethiopia, whose paths are set on a collision course. Ethiopia, a landlocked giant, yearns for the sea. A port is its lifeline. Turkey, a resurgent power, sees the region as a gateway to Africa and a crucial outpost. Their interests converge on the contested Somali coast, transforming local disputes into a high-stakes international drama. The prize, control over global commerce and a commanding position in one of the world's most strategic regions. The risks, a single miscalculation could unravel the fragile stability of the entire Horn of Africa. Ethiopia is vast, populous, and proud, but landlocked. Since losing its coastline in 1993, it has depended on Djibouti for sea access. Nearly all trade flows through Djibouti, making Ethiopia vulnerable and burdened by high transit fees. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed insists this cannot continue. Sea access is an existential necessity. For Addis Ababa, a sovereign port is the key to economic security and regional power. This quest is deeply political, a matter of national pride and sovereignty. Ethiopia's leaders see a port as a symbol of restored dignity and independence. The government has explored options, but none as bold as its recent move towards Somaliland. The Berbera port deal marks a radical shift in foreign policy, a high-stakes gamble to break free from landlocked constraints. By pursuing this path, Ethiopia signals its willingness to challenge the established order. The quest for the sea now drives its national strategy. The stage is set for confrontation. The 20,000 Staupen nuns, one and Temo. The Tori Potifarkan memorandum between Ethiopia and Somaliland was a geopolitical earthquake. Ethiopia gained a 20-kilometer stretch of coastline on the Gulf of Aden, in exchange for a stake in Ethiopian Airlines and possible diplomatic recognition for Somaliland. The Berbera port deal is more than commerce, it's a strategic masterstroke to alter the Horn's balance of power. For Ethiopia, Berbera offers a vital alternative to Djibouti and the chance to build a navy. This transforms Ethiopia from landlocked to a maritime player with a stake in Red Sea security. By engaging Somaliland, Ethiopia challenges Somalia's territorial integrity and international norms. The promise of recognition for Somaliland is a powerful diplomatic lever. The deal has raised regional tensions and opened a Pandora's box of sovereignty disputes. Berbera is now a catalyst for new competition and conflict. Every actor in the region is being forced to choose a side. For Somalia's government in Mogadishu, the Berbera deal is an existential threat. Somalia sees Somaliland as inseparable. Any deal without its consent is illegal. President Hassan Sheikh Mohamud calls the agreement an act of aggression, vowing to defend Somalia's borders. The deal undermines Somalia's fragile unity and emboldens secessionist movements. The international community, including the US, EU, and Arab League, reaffirms support for Somalia's sovereignty. The African Union is caught between Ethiopia and its own principles. Isolated, Ethiopia faces diplomatic backlash. Somalia, feeling threatened, turns to Turkey for security. The local dispute is now drawn in a major regional power, escalating the stakes. Turkey's relationship with Somalia began with humanitarian aid during the 2011 famine. Over the next decade, Turkey invested in Somalia's infrastructure, winning goodwill and influence. The partnership evolved into a robust security alliance, with Turkey training Somali soldiers at Camp Turk Sam. The Berbera deal militarized Turkey's presence. Ankara signed a 10-year defense pact with Mogadishu. Turkey now defends Somalia's territorial waters, countering Ethiopia's naval ambitions. By 2026, Turkey is Somalia's key security partner and a dominant military force in the region. Its presence is about projecting power into the Red Sea and Indian Ocean. Somalia has become a strategic anchor for Turkish foreign policy. Turkey stands ready to defend its stake in the escalating port wars. The Turkey-Ethiopia rivalry is also an economic battle between two ports, Berbera and Mogadishu. Berbera, backed by Ethiopia and developed by the UAE's DP World, is positioned as a new gateway for East Africa. Its modern terminal and road links promise to siphon trade from Djibouti and create a new economic axis. For Ethiopia, Berbera means lower costs and greater independence. For DP World, it's a strategic foothold in a vital region. Success would shift regional trade dynamics and challenge the old order. In contrast, Mogadishu's port, managed by Turkey's Al Bayrak Group, has become a symbol of Somalia's recovery. Turkey aims to make Mogadishu the region's primary commercial hub, reinforcing Somalia's unity. The ports are locked in a zero-sum game for shipping, investment and influence. Every container offloaded in Berbera is one loss to Mogadishu. The battle for cargo is a battle for the region's future. The Horn of Africa is now a crowded stage, with global and regional powers vying for influence. The US, China, Russia and Gulf states all have interests and military bases in the region. The Turkey-Ethiopia standoff risks becoming a proxy conflict. The UAE, through DP World, is Ethiopia's partner in Berbera, putting it at odds with Turkey. Egypt, wary of Ethiopia's power, supports Somalia and welcomes Turkey's role. China, invested in both Ethiopia and Djibouti, seeks stability to protect its belt and road interests. Russia eyes instability as an opportunity for new partnerships. The risk local disputes could escalate into a battleground for outside powers. Proxy conflict would be catastrophic for the region's people. Every move now carries global consequences. Turkish naval vessels in Somali waters mark a turning point. The defense pact with Mogadishu gives Turkey a mandate to defend Somalia's maritime borders. Turkish frigates now patrol the coast, fundamentally changing Red Sea security. Their mission deters Ethiopia from establishing a naval presence in Berbera. This deployment checkmates Ethiopia's ambitions, raising the stakes to potential naval confrontation. Other powers, including the US and EU, must now coordinate with Turkey's assertive presence. Egypt may welcome Turkey's navy. The UAE sees it as a challenge to its investments. Turkey's naval base has transformed a regional rivalry into a militarized standoff. The game is now about naval dominance and military power. As Turkish warships patrol the Gulf of Aden, they bring both security and the shadow of a wider war.